up? It's Debbie. We are on day 3 of Georgia v. Matthew Lanz, the neighborhood killing trial. This guy, who I think is demonic. There's something wrong with this kid. Like, he's zombified. He's just sitting there. And every once in a while he'll rock. There's something wrong with this kid. Oh my God. Um, So he broke into not even his neighbors. I guess at one time they were, because his parents lived like behind their house. And he broke into their house and unalived them and left their 2-year-old with them, with their dead bodies for 12 hours. I feel so sorry for that little boy. Um, and we get to see his interrogation video today. So all those people yesterday that was saying, me included, I want to gauge this person's personality. Like, is he always like this? Like, I want to see his affect. Is he, like, always zombie like this? Or does he have a personality? Does he talk intelligently? Or is he just like, hey, Carla, where is Michelle? She was the one that wanted to see this so bad. Me and her, we were like, yeah, what is this dude like? Because he's not showing much of a personality. He's just like, in his seat. Hey Jennifer, hey Judy, hey Nancy, hey Wiggles. Are you telling me to hurry up, girlfriend? Why are we hurrying? I'm here. Hey Nancy, hey Carla. The judge ruled that Matthew Lanz, accused of murdering a firefighter and his wife in 2021, is competent to stand trial. The ruling comes after a forensic psychologist testified that Lanz suffers from schizophrenia and was not fit for trial. The judge reviewed evidence of Lanz's mental health reports and determined he can proceed. Hmm. So, a forensic psychologist said he had schizophrenia and was not fit, but the judge reviewed the mental health reports and said he was? How does the judge know? The judge isn't a mental health professional. Oh, cool. Carla, neat. Hey, Tricia. How does a judge? I guess I was right. He's not competent to stand trial. He's not doing anything. Like, not that not that everything a defendant says to their lawyer is going to be helpful, but at least there's some conversation going on at the defense table usually. He's not doing anything but just, literally, guys, he's like this the whole time. Sometimes he'll look straight, but he's still just staring off, like he's not even looking at any of the witnesses or anything. Oh, okay, multiple reports, and only one said he wasn't. So, do they not have NGRI in Georgia? Because if he has schizophrenia and he heard voices or something, then I don't know. I can't wait to see this interrogation video, though. Oh, Tricia, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I didn't turn my. Yeah, unfortunately, the voices I hear every day are dog voices. And they're driving me crazy. They're driving me crazy. Oh my God. I love them to death, though. I would not have life without a dog. I I had dogs before I got married, but they were always outdoor dogs. My parents were like, no pets in the house. But then I married Travis, and he's a dog person.
Idea that probably will finish the state's side of the case today.
Okay.
If we do that, I would like to be able to have overnight to discuss with my client
Oh,
whether he
Tricia,
can
thank
testify.
you. You are part of our family.
Whenever they finish, stop for the day and give me.
That's fine, this state.
That's no problem, Your Honor. I actually think we'll probably be close to 5 o'clock anyway, so it shouldn't be an issue at all.
Okay, that's fine, and as we can discuss scheduling throughout the day and see where we are with everything that we need to do. All right, is there anything else that we need to put on the record, or you all would like to discuss with the court?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. State, you may call your next witness.
At this time, the state calls Charles Needham.
You raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, would you please have a seat for me, and once seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
Yes, my first name is Charles, Charles. Last name is Needham, Needham.
All right, thank you. Attorney Horowitz, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you employed?
I currently work for the City of Lawrenceville Police Department.
In what capacity?
I'm the sergeant of the training unit.
And how long have you been with Lawrenceville Police Department?
I started in March 17th, 2023.
Now, prior to Lawrenceville, did you have any previous law enforcement experience?
Yes, I started in Sandy Springs Police in 2016.
Now, as you worked through Sandy Springs, in what capacity did you work with Sandy Springs?
I started as an officer on patrol, went to our traffic unit, and then was a detective prior to leaving Sandy Springs Police.
Now, have you been post-certified, I guess, since 2016?
Yes.
Now, I want to direct your attention to November the 19th, 2021. Were you on duty with the Sandy Springs Police Department that morning?
I was.
And were you in the capacity of a detective at that time?
I was.
Now, were you dispatched to 90 Cameron Glen Drive?
Yes,
Is that in Sandy Springs?
it is.
Now, why were you dispatched there?
So a call had come out of a burglary in progress. I had just arrived in the office that morning, and I was listening to our regular traffic and notified our supervision that I was going to go ahead and go down there as one of the only detectives in the office. And that was when I self-dispatched to that location.
Now, around what time did that call come out?
About 8:50 in the morning.
And around what time did you arrive to that scene?
I arrived at 9:10, and while I was walking out of the office is when the shots fired call came out. Prior to that,
Now, did you actually make it to that scene?
I did.
Now, when you arrived, what did you observe?
So when I got on scene, there were several officers attempting to control the defendant in the front yard. He had at least 2 gunshot wounds that I could see, one like a graze wound to the neck or back of the head, and one to the upper torso. And when I arrived, when I went into the house, that was where I discovered the crime scene and where Sergeant Roush had been stabbed and was being treated.
Now, in the front yard, was the defendant getting medical treatment?
So the officers were attempting to get him under control at that time, but he did get medical treatment from them and from the ambulance that arrived shortly after.
Now, was he loaded into that ambulance?
He was.
And where was the transport?
Okay, I'm confused. I heard it yesterday too, but I thought I heard it wrong. They were dispatched to a burglary in progress at Matthew's parents' house, but it was Matthew. Is that right? I thought they were going there to arrest him for the red room, but that's not why they were there. They were there for a burglary in progress. So what? Matthew went to his parents' house and the alarm went off? Is that what happened?
To North Fulton Hospital, I believe.
Now, was the defendant discharged from the hospital shortly thereafter?
He was.
Now, after being discharged from the hospital, where was he transported?
He was transported back to Sandy Springs Police Headquarters.
Do you know how he was transported back?
Yes, it was one of our crime suppression officers, rather, had transported him back. I can't remember the exact line.
So just a patrol car?
Yes,
And was he in handcuffs at that time when he was being transported back?
he was.
Now, where is the Sandy Springs headquarters located?
7840 Roswell Road in Sandy Springs, Georgia.
For what
County?
I apologize. For what purpose was he brought back to headquarters?
So that we could attempt to do an interview with him.
Now, approximately what time was he brought back to the headquarters from the hospital?
About 5 p.m. that same day.
And when
Oh.
he was brought back into the headquarters, was he still in handcuffs?
He was.
Now, when he arrived to headquarters, was he allowed to use the restroom?
He was.
And did he?
He did.
Was he offered food and water?
Yes.
And was he provided with food or water?
Yes.
Now, were you able to have an interview with him?
I was.
Around what time did you start your interview?
About 5:25 that evening.
Now, what was your purpose in interviewing?
Okay, sorry. So was this house his parents' house or a different house that he broke into? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how I got so lost.
The defendant?
So I interviewed him alongside Sergeant Johnson, who was over the detectives division at the time, and it was to gain some kind of an understanding of what led to the stabbing and officer-involved shooting, trying to figure out why he was in the house he was in, and to get his side of things so we could help figure out what led us to where we landed.
Now, that being your purpose, at that time, did you have any information as to an incident in Cobb County?
I did not.
Now, were you able to conduct an interview with the defendant?
I was.
Now, prior to that interview, was he advised of his Miranda rights?
He was.
And were they read to him?
They were.
Were they read in full to him?
They were.
And did he understand English?
Yes.
Did you have any problems in your communicating with him?
Not at all.
Was he asked whether he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
He was.
And did he indicate a way?
He indicated that he was not under the influence of anything.
And were you able to gather his highest level of education?
Yes.
And what was that?
That he was currently studying at UGA, something to do with artificial intelligence, I believe.
Now, kind of describe the nature of the interview.
It was a conversational interview. There was no shouting back and forth, persuasion, threats, anything like that. The entire conversation was just a simple back and forth question and answer.
Now, once you read his rights, did he wish to speak with you, Sergeant Johnson?
Yes.
Now, at any time during this interview, did you threaten the defendant?
No.
At any time, did you pull your gun out?
No.
At any point, did he unequivocally invoke any of his rights?
No.
About how long was your interview with the defendant?
probably, I think the first go around was at least an hour because we had stepped out for a while to recollect our thoughts after we had learned of the Cobb County incident.
Yeah, recollect your thoughts.
Now,
I need to
prior
watch
to
it.
that interview, were photographs taken of the defendant?
They were
And for what purpose?
for subject identification and to show his injuries at the time of the interview and his physical condition overall.
I'm now going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibits 676 through 684. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize them?
So these photographs were taken in our interview room at Sandy Springs. This was the room where he was interviewed by me and Sergeant Johnson.
And are these fair and accurate photographs of the defendant prior to your interview?
Yes, they are.
At this time, the state moves to enter what's marked as State's Exhibit, and I forgot the number, 676 through 684.
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to view those and never looked at them.
States Exhibit 676 through 684 are admitted.
And may I publish that?
Yes.
Now, in State's Exhibit 676, who do we see in this photograph?
That's the defendant, Mr. Lanz.
Now, do you see Mr. Lanz in this courtroom today?
I do.
If you'll please point to that individual and describe an article of clothing.
Yes, it's Mr. Lanz over here in the bright green jumpsuit.
Let the record reflect that the detective has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Now, part of your headquarters, is it customary for interviews to be recorded?
Yes,
Now, are there cameras within this room?
there are.
Where are they?
So there's one on the wall facing toward the table that would be behind the photographer in this picture. And there's one on the ceiling tucked into one of the corners.
Now, prior to your testimony today, have you reviewed that recording?
Yes, I have.
And is that recording a fair and accurate recording of the interview that you had with the defendant that day?
Yes.
Now, at this time, the state would move to enter what's marked as State's Exhibit 470 into evidence.
Judge, before we do that, I'd like to ask you a few questions on Jackson, be sure that,
Yes.
I'm understood.
You can proceed.
Thank you.
And that's 470, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Okay.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I think this interview took place after Mr. Lanz had been taken to the hospital, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then do you know what procedure they did at the hospital on him?
I do not know other than just generally speaking, treating the gunshot wounds. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't speak to what they did.
Do you know what medications they gave him for pain?
I do not know.
Okay, did you ever ask him?
I did not. When Sergeant Johnson advised him of his Miranda rights, that's when he asked him if he was under the influence of any drugs, and he said no.
Did you ever go to the hospital?
I did not know.
Do you know which officers did?
I know that Detective Tom Cox was one of them, and at the times, I believe he was a Sergeant Milholland was one of them. I'm not sure of who the others were. I was tied up with everything else at headquarters.
And did you speak with any of them to find out what medications he may have been given at the hospital?
No, I did not.
Did you talk with any of the officers that had gotten information from him at the scene of this home invasion?
No, all those officers were sequestered shortly after that incident per our department policy and GBI's request due to the officer-involved shooting.
And did Mr. Lanz appear to know where he was and why he was there?
Yes, he appeared completely coherent during our conversations. There was no signs to me of any kind of impairment or anything like that.
Did anyone tell you that he had said that God had told him to go to that house?
During the interview, he told that to me. I don't recall if anybody had said that beforehand or not.
But you did not see anything yourself that would cause you to pause in questioning him?
No.
Nothing further, Judge.
Attorney Barrett, is there any objection as to Exhibit 470 as to Mr. Lanz's statement of whether or not it was voluntarily, and knowingly?
After watching the interview, the primary thing I wanted to find out was what medications this officer may have known that he was under. I do not see anything in the video that would cause me to believe that he didn't do it freely and voluntarily.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Exhibit 470 is admitted.
Good. Now, just to kind of follow up on a couple of those questions. Now, coming from the hospital, probably on some medication, correct?
Yes.
Now, even though on medication, did you have any difficulties communicating with him?
No, I do not.
And did he seem under the influence when you were speaking with him?
No, he did not.
Now, during this interview, did you ever give him a hope of benefit in speaking with you?
No.
Now, I want to ask about the interview itself and kind of the reporting. Are your interviews in one streamed video?
So the video file is broken down into different segments. That segment is based on file size and interview length. So that's why it gets parsed out into different files.
And so when it gets parsed out, is it a continuous video just in segments?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Judge, if I may publish State's Exhibit 470.
Yes, and do you all need lights off or?
No.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you, Judge. All right, for the record, I am starting State Exhibit 470 at 17:24 and 32 seconds.
Okay, you don't see?
Can you not maximize that? That's weird
What's
looking.
up, Johnson? This is Zach David. We're talking with you today. Can I get your name?
Matthew, 2 G's. Scott, C-O-T-T, L-A-N-Z.
What's your date of birth?
1992. 22.
Where do you live at?
I live in Athens right now.
You live in Athens? What's your address?
435 North Church Street. Yeah. I go there every month.
Yeah, is this what we were talking about as the video is kind of broken up in segments?
Yes.
Running about an hour apiece.
Correct.
So I'm going to move to the second video of State's Exhibit 470.
Hey, Marty.
So this is the second video on 470, starting at 17:25 and 50 seconds.
Senior, trying to graduate next 2 semesters.
What are you majoring in?
Cognitive science, so it's like AI and automated systems. Trying to improve the culture of that industry, making it more efficient, more effective, safer.
Hey, Decay.
It's very good at collecting data. That's kind of an issue these days, securing data in communities. It was always fun to have education.
Congratulations. How long have you lived there?
I moved in at the beginning of August. Would have been around August 7th. I was. And then I also live at my house with my parents too.
Where's that?
It's in Edward.
What's that interesting?
It's 600 Delphinium, DELPHIN, Boulevard. That is 3012.
You live in your parents?
Yeah, I have mom, dad, 2 sisters, a deceased brother, and we have a little cousin who lives with us too.
Hey, Michelle.
Oh, my sisters.
My oldest is 30, so she has 2 kids now. And my oldest sister is 20, 23.
Is he trying to drink and talk at the same time?
Yeah, they're-
The oldest sister's on her own. She lives in her own.
What's your phone number?
678 619 7808.
That's your phone? Alright, what is, you obviously reading and writing English language? Under the influence of any alcohol or drugs today?
No.
And, your education level is obviously college, so you're out. I want to talk to you about what occurred in there today, but I'm going to read your rights first. Alright, so, before I ask you any questions, you must read your rights, okay? So you have the right to consent, anything you say, you use to include as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to the lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions about him or when you're questioning. If you do not inform the lawyer, will be appointed for you without cost, and he or she may be present at all times during your questioning. If you desire to answer questions now that I'm lawyer present, you will so agree to stop answering any time until we talk to the lawyer. Do you understand this? Can we proceed forward to talking about what happened earlier?
Is there a way that I could just, I guess if I get uncomfortable with answering, I can always, go back to it.
Yeah,
So that we could proceed.
Okay. So you, all right, I appreciate that. Let's talk through the morning. Where did you start the morning at?
It started in my apartment.
In your apartment,
And,
where, and what time was that?
well, I think I had woken up around 2 o'clock to my mom knocking on my door.
And Athens?
Yeah. And I was like, well, what is she doing here? That just didn't make sense.
Okay. So what happened after that? What was your?
She had come to tell me that 2 people had been murdered in the house that is behind ours. And she was, coming to ask me, like, were you involved? And I said, no, I was on the way home anyway. And then when all of that happened, I didn't hear any of it, they didn't hear any of it. And I had, I guess, left before it had happened. Because I had to get on the phone. And then I went back to Athens minutes because I was just too tired to go home and needed to come back for classes. So that's what I was doing that night before.
So where were you there?
In Athens and then I went home and I drove back.
What time was that?
The drive down and the drive back up.
Yeah.
So I guess I left Athens around 9 and probably got there 10, 15. And then I was at my house for probably 30 or 40 minutes and then I left.
Okay.
30 or 40 minutes after 10, 15, so it would have been around 11, I guess, that I had left.
What did you?
It's hard to recollect, but it was later than, I guess, 11:30, 40. So maybe it was 12-ish. Yeah, an hour and a half was pretty accurate.
What did you drive?
My car.
Which car did you?
It's a black Tesla.
Okay. So your mom comes up there, and she was involved in this. I haven't heard about anything over a cop. So I guess that's.
It was, apparently it was super crazy scene.
Oh yeah, like what?
I don't,
There's a lot of evidence that we don't know.
right, so she said, she was like, the apparently, someone just like broke into their house and just murdered them.
Way to go, Nichelle.
They're living or something, she said. Are there a shit ton of police there? Like, is there anything? Like, no, she's like, no, I just happened, I want to make sure you weren't there. And I'm like, okay. I don't think, I told her that I had been coming home. That, when I got there, I smoked a cigarette in the backyard. I did look at the people's house. It's light. Because there's a big fence around, I can already see the light. Yeah, and she asked me, like, did you look over at their house or did you hear anything? And I was like, well, yeah, I looked over there and saw a light on or two when I was smoking a cigarette, and then I tried going back to our house. And then, it was locked. I couldn't use my key. I had to go around the front door and get outside and sleep. It was already pretty late. I was just sitting on the homework. And then I was just saying, oh, I got out of my car and decided to move it.
You left, and then at 2 o'clock, your mom shows up.
That's, yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
She was talking to me about, how she just wants me to focus on school and trying to be a hard worker for her and, trying to stay focused and stay out of trouble, which is what I try to do.
So that's important to your mom.
And what I did. They're very respectful people. They want us, they want their kids to be good people and successful. So they have to instill good values, which I think they have.
It seems like it. You got into a program like that at UGA.
Right. I mean, I always thought I was a smart kid when I went to enhanced high school, magnet school. So school was kind of always a pretty easy thing for me to get along with. And kind of like a more introverted personality type. I was in school very fun. Very just like, usually it's a good thing to help socialize more. Be more open.
Learning is enjoyable.
actually going home again in my car had, I guess.
Do you remember what else?
Yeah, it was over near. It was down 75 here. Kind of near us. It was like way past 575, like closer to Athens. I'm not sure the actual road name. But
Did you describe the environment?
I'm not
Like if there was restaurants or gas stations?
sure. It was, I mean, it's on 75 drive back from Athens to Kinston.
What do you take?
I want to say, you guys are Sandy Springs, right?
Yeah.
I want to say Kirby Barnesville.
I got you.
All right, so the car breaks down, yes, then what happens?
Then I just got started walking.
Where are you going
I was just kind of staying well. I was going to be on the car again, I guess.
to? So what happens?
For a second, honestly, I just walked through that neighborhood.
Okay.
And then I just got so much that that house was something I needed to go to. And then, you know, when I was in there, the dogs were like acting very friendly. And then, you know, the lady started saying, "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" And I was saying, "It's me, Matt." She's like, "Oh, I don't know who you are, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Well, maybe I'm just not in the right house." And then she called her son upstairs, Matthew. And she started calling the police after he came down. Afterward, I was just standing there for a while. You know, I was thinking about it, there's really no way to describe that kind of interaction. You know, when she called the police and you guys showed up, I went upstairs because that's where I thought I had to go check out. I didn't find anything that probably really is important.
What were you looking
I wasn't really sure. Just some place that felt I needed to keep it. That's really so.
What happened once the police got there?
Then I was upstairs. And then, you know, they were kind of in the bottom of the stairs. And I just went come down because I was just up there.
Were they talking to you?
Yes, they were communicating. I was communicating.
And you were?
Yes.
What were they saying to you?
Just like, you know, come downstairs. This isn't your house. It's like the next one over. And I was like, that's not right. It was supposed to be here. But I guess it felt more uncertain. And then I started going downstairs. You know, I saw the load of police. I don't know how many there were. There was probably 7 or 8 of them. I don't know. I guess it kind of freaks me out.
They were scared.
Not necessarily. I mean, I thought they might have shot me on sight.
just wanted to tell the truth, you know, you've been pretty truthful with me so far. Just kind of your side and your version of events, because I only have one side.
Just the way I've described it is, I just kind of punched this dude with that knife. And then,
You know why?
you know, considering, I don't think they were gonna let me be after some event like that or something. You know, I just thought I was gonna go to jail or prison instantly. And then once obviously the knife punch was thrown, you know, all the officers started action. That one officer got killed, and then I just got very quickly. That's because of your voice those.
This is what?
Of your voice those. That was a very shot to my brain instantly. But it wasn't hate or anything. There was love in my body and my heart. I think I was just looking for something that wasn't there. I don't know.
What made you feel like you needed to be in the house?
I would say a message from God.
Can you tell me about your night? Did you bring it with you? Did you drive it to the house?
It was in my car. Because it's been under my ownership. And it's a fixed lid.
Okay.
I believe it's a Pentagon. Full steel. Nice night.
Where did you carry it at?
I just
Where did you carry it at?
all I did
Can you show me that?
was that shit.
How big?
I mentioned
Was it bigger than
the hill's pretty long, but the blade was like overall, like, I don't know, 10 inches long. Yes. They just look fingers.
Anything else you want to tell me about the incident that you haven't told me so far?
Yeah. I just don't think what I did was worth it. I think I could have just left that house in peace and been on my way to getting my car back up and running and being at school or with my family like I was going to. I'm sure I will.
Anything else you want to talk about? You know, for the sake of honesty and us getting help and making sure that.
Right, so I've been talking to mental health specialists that, can affirm that I'm not mentally unstable. And, if my, I guess, detained is lifted, maybe there's more checkups to do than just talk for everybody.
Well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make sure they have UCR doctors.
Just both feel like you need help. I'm gonna go get you.
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody that needs help and wants help
I do,
deserves to go get it.
though I do feel like I don't need that anything.
Well,
Just,
yeah, anything else you want to talk about that you think would be good for us to know, or to get off your conscience, or, maybe, that's happened in the last couple days, that led up to this incident, or occurred after this incident, that you think would be helpful for people? So you're a believer, you're a Christian?
I think God is very real with that.
I agree. Do you go to church?
It's kind of more like seasonal, occasional, go to church stuff, but
It doesn't, yeah, that doesn't have an effect on what you're on your level of belief, but, one of the biggest things is, to be forgiven for your sins, that you, as a Christian, you have to be honest and repent about what you did.
yeah, I have made that spirit. I feel like he loves me, so because I do.
You think there's anything that he needs to tell you that you need to talk with us about and tell us about, so that it can clear your conscience?
Killing is always, killing, I think killing should be like a self-defense and then, military elimination defense personally. So I believe in the concept of self-defense and the Castledonia in Georgia, that kind of speaks to, as a responsible gun owner. Yes, but I don't have it in my possession.
Where is it?
Respect to decline answer.
Yeah, this is your it's not on here, right?
No.
Is it in a safe place that no one
Yes,
can't do it?
it's safe and secure.
Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to
No. I mean, I thought when my mom showed up, she had busted the chain off the lock. And I was like, grab my pistol off the ground. But that was it, I saw him, sir.
What kind of pistol you had?
It's a Glock.
Wow.
7.
What caliber? 9? Wow, 17.
I'll have them 17s.
They shoot very well.
That was why I was searching over blocks and
Literally Glock.
whole life until I was 17.
How long have you got?
The pistol? Yes, and maybe 150.
Where did that? Oh, I've been there. It's a good place. Are you a specific ammo kind of guy, or?
I shoot FMJs. And then nothing federal is good at all points.
Yeah. What kind do you keep your gun?
The brass with copper.
Copper jacketed.
Yes. The hollow points. They have different kinds of something. I just know the federal different guns. I know federal makes good hollow points.
I'm just curious because we don't have anything to do with the gun, so why wouldn't you want to tell me where your gun is?
I don't know, I think it's just relevant for the aspect of the event. I just think it's just in a safe, locked in the house.
Okay, but it's locked up.
Yeah. The parents have,
Okay, because the big thing we just worry about, things like this go down, people in other people's houses, so many times that people, that are a lot different folks than you, and they got guns and they end up just out in the woods somewhere, and we just don't want a kid to get it or something like Yeah, that's why we're not saying about guns. It's not about you, I just don't want little Johnny to go run through the woods and pick it up, and that'd be a real tragedy.
That would be pretty heavy in the else.
Yeah, I think.
Being a Christian, it would
Kids like kids, I mean, come on. Anyway, that's always a tragedy.
Be nice if I could understand what they're saying.
I'm gonna step out. Are you sure there's nothing you wanna? You need a trash can?
Let's see.
Sure there's nothing else you wanna talk about this incident? That would help you ease yourself?
I don't think so.
You need more water. Gosh.
Alright, we'll just hang out for a minute.
So for the record, I'm stopping this video at 17:53 and 3 seconds. Now, at this point in your interview, do you start looking into a potential other incident?
Yes.
And were you able to identify a potential situation that needed to be looked into?
Yes. So when we stepped out, when Sergeant Johnson and I stepped out, we spoke to other detectives and our intel analysts who had been watching that interview and were trying to dig up other information. And that's when it became increasingly apparent that there was another incident involved, and the Cobb County incident got brought to light, the recent homicide.
Now, once you kind of identified that potential incident, did you or someone from your agency reach out to Cobb County?
Yes, I believe it was one of our intelligence analysts had reached out to Cobb County to get them in the loop.
And at some point, did they come to the headquarters and interview the lieutenant?
They did.
Now, just to kind of ask some additional questions as to that interview. Now, was that interview conducted in the same room?
Yes.
And at some point, did detectives from Cobb County come and interview the defendant as he is seated there as we saw?
Yes.
All right. Now, at some point after kind of going over all of that, did you and Sergeant Johnson come back in and continue your interview?
We did.
So now I'm going to skip to that portion when you come back into the interview, and that's on disc 1, video 3 of State's Exhibit 470.
Judge, I may have some questions. It's a new interview, so I'd like to ask you questions. Okay.
Concerning the first one, yes, you may proceed.
Thank you. When you restarted this interview, and how long were you out before you came back in?
I'm not exactly sure how long it was that we were out of the room.
15, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't a very long time period. So yeah, within a half an hour.
Okay, within a half hour. Did you reread his Miranda warnings?
No, we did not.
Okay. Even though you had a new situation that you wanted to ask questions about?
That's correct. He had already been advised of those and was still in our custody, so.
Okay. And you saw that he was beginning to get maybe sick there at the end?
Yes.
And did you ask him anything about that, whether he felt like he could continue or anything of that nature?
Other than asking if he needed the trash can kind of right before we left, that was all I recall. And I don't remember if when we restarted, if I brought that up again or not.
All right. And the Cobb County officers, when did they arrive?
I don't know the exact time they arrived. Sometime I'm guessing around 6 p.m. So
And you were still interviewing?
Yes.
All right. And did they come into the interview room?
They did after we went out and convened with them, and then they came in.
Okay. And was there random warnings read at that point?
I don't recall if they read him an independent Miranda warning or not.
Okay. All right, thank you. Judge, we would object to any continuing playing of the video because we think it's a violation. The fact that they waited 30 minutes before they came back in. This is a new interview, and we feel like they did not read his Miranda warnings.
No, they don't have to reread them.
Would not be admissible.
You're talking about the interview that continues with Sandy Springs Police Department or the interview that he's referring to with Cobb County?
The continuation, when they were gone for 30 minutes and then came back in, didn't remind him of his constitutional rights or
They
didn't
don't
read
have
the
to.
Miranda warning again, then we think that's a violation.
Okay, I'll hear from the state.
Judge, that's just not required. This is a continuation of the interview that they have already been conducting. So, I mean, it's not a violation. I had already asked the officer at any point, he unequivocally wanted to withdraw and stop speaking. So there's just not a violation. It's just a continuation of the same interview, which is done in almost every case where interviews are conducted. They step out and they come right back in. It is not required for Miranda to be reread to him in 30-minute gap.
Yeah, I would agree if they'd gone out for 5 minutes, take a break or something like that. This is an interview where they are gathering other information about another case. And they waited maybe 30 minutes before they came back in, knowing that they were going to be interviewing about another case, and they did not read Miranda. I think that puts it in a different category. So we would object to this one.
Objections noted, I'm gonna overrule the objection. The objection's noted for the record. You may continue.
Thank you, Judge. And so just to go back to State's Exhibit 470, which has already been admitted to evidence, this is Disc 2, Video 1, starting at 18:04 and 16 seconds.
Good man. Good on water. Oh, yeah. I guess I wanted to touch back on the night fire and, kind of the message you were getting, and you talked about that incident that occurred, where was it, behind yours? There probably some good information for us to get us as a witness now, like what you saw, and you said you were smoking a cigarette.
All I saw was that they had like a Bible, and I guess it's their bathroom. And then it's really awesome. They use some lights that fly through the fence holes. That's awesome.
Did you go look for anything?
No, I had to like look through the air, when I was like thinking about it. I had to laugh at this before it happened.
Did you see anything suspicious with that?
No, I can't think of any suspicions.
Hear anything?
No, that's weird.
Why? Why was it?
I don't know, my mom said like she didn't hear it. Sister said she didn't
Have you ever been that way?
When I was a kid, one of our parents' parents just lived there and we were kind of good friends with their kids and so her just friends. But then they
Do you know who lives there at?
no. And she said it was just like it's a random couple.
Do you know their kids live there?
people live there before they were a kid.
How old is she?
The old people they said, I don't know, I think.
What about people that live there?
I guess they're dead.
Yeah, it's,
That neighborhood was that kind of something like that.
yeah. You have kids?
I don't know. They must have moved in pretty like recently, I guess. I'm not sure they actually did. I don't know.
Initially, they did, they had a little kid in there.
Yeah. No.
Maybe that little baby now. And we sit here and we're big passion for kids.
Right, it pains me to
Yeah.
know our child could be without their parents like that. That's just hurts me.
Yes, it's in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was in there.
And now, what do you mean?
It's over here, so that
Oh.
little kid was in the house and all that happened.
From me? Or from?
I mean, I didn't know about that incident, but you started talking about
Oh.
it earlier, so I would have some news article.
Well,
That
that's
was
what
just,
she said, it was look it up, and it's bizarre. Yeah, apparently that little kid was home for all that.
Well, it hurts, I guess.
it's,
How did they take it? Did they take the
you know, I mean, you
No,
know.
I don't know. I was just gonna ask. Did they like take it to the
Yeah, I hope so.
and working is such a hard thing to
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, kids. You said you didn't know, now. The news also said that, she might have been pregnant with female, so
That's crazy.
it was really cute kids.
So interested, she might have heard or seen. Everything we got going on out here is off to the side right now. I mean,
I mean, all I saw was the last one.
And which lights are those?
It was, I guess they're, it's like a window above the middle of the house. And, you know, my brother was, I think, getting harassed by the whole heavily sleep there for that, you know, so it was just super great.
Never arrested, really.
I believe so.
What they do?
I don't think they ever really found out.
Were they prosecuted for it?
No. Because. So weird.
Just take it for that thing, you know?
It's really.
Things happen, you know, people make mistakes, but it's just important for that little kid, you know, to have something to, you know, some sort of justice, some sort of closure, you know, because, I mean, we were talking about earlier, you know, I think we're all Christians in the room, you know.
I don't know, do you think that day people grow up knowing that pain?
I heard it. But I
Just
just,
saying their parents.
yeah, but I think what could help with that pain is closure, you know, honesty, and doing the Christian, you know, Christian thing, you know, because
Well, unfortunately, I don't have anything to let them have any information about it because
you don't know that does.
no, besides like whatever, I guess the local police were there. Besides what they found, I don't know.
Yeah. Have you heard anything what they found in Long You probably has better knowledge than we do, because all we do is what's on the news, so what all did she say? How's she?
I don't know, I mean, she must have, I guess, seen the police in the morning or whatever. And then she was just like, do you know anything about 2 people being murdered, you know, in the neighbor's house on it or something? No, that's not what I to say. I told her about coming home. So to sit right back here and mention or phone happening in my car for like 10 minutes. And I said, and then I left. The vibe off to me. I just can't have kind of things.
I was told we got in the news.
Yeah.
We can't be crafting those articles. Did she say how they were killed? Because we can't even get it down.
I think she said they were shot.
What do you think?
And I wouldn't know. I don't get the feeling that I knew somebody was up to something, you know, when I was looking at that house anyway. I guess they just broke in.
What do you think about the person that did it? What do you think about them? What kind of person do you think they are?
I don't know how brutal was it.
I don't really know.
Was it even brutal?
Well, it's not in our jurisdiction, so we don't.
Yeah.
I'm just, well, yeah, you're gonna be a great witness, so. I just want to.
I wouldn't won't be able to say anything with this.
The only thing we got is just the one head and the.
I mean, what's your opinion? What do you think, what kind of person? You think of somebody that, like, made a mistake or had a hunch about something?
Maybe it was, I mean, I would say it was a coincidence that it happened on the same night as I showed up. But I didn't hear anything, which is the crazy part. I mean, or someone could have just been trying to rob and they got scared, I don't know. Just sitting there, I don't know, but this is nuts. But it was broken in the door or something.
Your mom was talking to you about it, did she hear from anybody or in the house they were or anything?
No, she didn't miss. She might have. I can't really remember what she was saying. I was just trying not to like get too worked up about like what happened. So I was sitting there. I was kind of like, that's a little close to home.
What do you think should happen to the person?
I guess it depends like with what intention it was even like attempted at. Like I don't know what they were trying to do, which is always a weird word.
I just keep thinking about that kid, you know? That poor kid and what he's going through right now, what he's gonna go through as he grows up. And just weighs on my heart. Another child. You know? Being right there behind your house.
You would get kids to live with not having any idea what happened to his parents. It's heartbreaking.
Something like that's just
I could imagine my little girl growing up like that.
you know, a lot of orphans do it now, which is not smart. You know, they can grow up to be some of the most successful people.
I guess we didn't all look bad for that, we're good.
For sure. I say prayers for
Be grateful for
the
the
kid
kid
and
and
all
all
his
his
sister
sister.
and they were so much. But yeah. You know, I never used to be super religious, but God really helped me find a lot of strength in myself and others. So I keep it close to my heart.
Yeah, I kind of get this vibe from you that, you know, with your religion and you know, God and kind of our connection here, that there's something there that you want to help bring peace or healing to somebody.
I think the energy might have been off for some reason, and maybe that just, I guess just from a sense of me being at home in the backyard, noticing the lights looking a little like wicked, I guess. I was kind of put off by it.
Yeah. I think you were there for a reason, you know?
It's just a notice, I suppose. Yeah,
God was there, you know, for a reason, so you could,
bring some clarity to myself, I suppose, and be able to say a prayer and find some peace in that child.
You know, sometimes we all go through like a life where we feel like God put us there for a reason. Everybody's happy.
But I was kind of not a believer when I was younger. I was more of a atheistic science believer.
this is still State Exhibit, I believe 470. That's 470. Now this is disc 2, video 1, presuming where the previous video.
I'm sorry, Mr. Horowitz, I'm having a little difficult.
All right, this is State Exhibit 470. Still, but disc 2, video 1, a continuation from the previous video on disc 1, video 3. And
I was always, knowledgeable of concept Christianity and its values. So I used to always help guide me towards a more confident, lover God.
If anything, to bring God on how to live your life.
And the guy on how to navigate mistakes, it's definitely, because Jesus came back for the sinners, to wash people of their sins so that they can have a second chance of life.
That's a courageous sinner.
God sent his only son back to a world filled with sin, so that we could have an afterlife. But through his son, there are things that as Christians we have to do as well. We have to be like Jesus, act like Jesus, abide by his ultimate word.
He is a very intelligent being and knows love with confidence.
And he was murdered for that.
It's just ignorance, I think. The old times.
Eternal love that he had to offer.
It takes time to love like that, it's hard. And it's worth it if you're able to be in that place in your heart and mind.
Do you know the people behind you? Were they believers?
I'm not sure. I think the people who lived before their death lived the dude who originally bought the house, I think, was probably pretty Christian. He probably believed, that passed on to his children. These new people, I'm not sure.
Had you ever gone to their house? The new, like just for me then, say, hey, how you doing? I'm your neighbor.
No, it was kind of like a suspect, but I had to involve myself in that house, because my brother was so entertained by something that was happening.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that and the relationships they had?
With all due respect, it was just, I think he was being harassed, and it just kind of got out of control.
Did you ever try to help them with that?
Yeah, I mean, I started to do with my friends and family, trying to talk to them, be logical, listen to their issues and responsibilities and feelings. I try to work with them, maybe see if they can find some happiness.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
I enjoy that.
Are you still trying to, I know you said your brother passed, I'm very sorry about that. Are you still trying to help clear some stuff up for your brother?
He was a great soul. He was always my best friend. It's not a tragedy on the family to lose him, especially in such a short manner. It's been pretty hard for me, and that's why I've been talking to the mental health specialists reliably and confidence. So I can show them that I'm not trying to devolve into something that's important.
Having somebody to confide in is huge.
It really is.
I've been there.
Talking to people about your problems
I mean, literally, it'll kill you, both emotionally and physically. I mean, you can't keep stuff like that on the conscience. I mean, number one, for your well-being, but number two, for your faith. You can't.
Well, I don't have any weight on my conscience about me being there.
If you, hypothetically, if you weren't, would you? Whether or not, if you were there?
I don't know if I've never like killed anybody, so
What about today?
I didn't do that officer done.
He's got 3 little kids at home, he's never seen their dad.
More kids.
I don't even think they know yet.
Yeah, for remorse. About that, he did in the past. I thought I was gonna be taken away, I suppose.
Today? Was there anything that puts you kind of in that state of mind where you were out walking around and looking at houses and having, hunches that you need to enter? Is there something that might have occurred earlier that would put you in that state?
Sometimes we see people that are in a time of crisis, some terrible events happen in their life, and things kind of get inexplicable from there for a little bit.
It really
It seemed like a decent enough dude to me, and did something just go completely awry for you that you're just walking around people's houses? Like, that's what doesn't add up, we just,
I only walked into that.
oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah, so that house.
Yes, I mean, there was a special lunch, I guess, with God,
What was he telling you?
this is you. And then, I was just gonna not talk anymore, because I think I said what I need to say.
Do you want me to where do you live?
At work.
Do you, want me to talk with, find out who's handling their case so that you can be able to just help them? Would you do that?
Do you think that I could provide good information?
I do. I really do. I think that'd be the Christian thing to do.
I suppose I could help if that would alleviate hunger.
I think that'd be,
We would really appreciate it.
yeah. And I appreciate you sticking with us today. I know a lot of things happened, but your honesty, obviously, that's what sets you free. And that's what gives you peace. So if there's nothing else you want to talk to me about, or tell me about, we'll, but
You guys,
Yes, sir. We'll say a prayer for you, man.
I mean, I'm in due diligence to talk to God about, my neighbors and make sure they're okay. And
spend some time talking to him, because I think God will reach out to you and tell you to do the right thing.
that's
Really will. I think so.
Lead us
so
away.
beautiful. Just to be able to trust that, I really like trust. Security and trust.
Yeah. Well, I think we've established that here, that trust right here.
I always felt like I've tried to promote trustworthiness as a person I'm saying. That is one of the most valuable things.
Well, I'm gonna give you a minute to be alone with God, and hopefully he speaks to you.
I mean, it's significantly lost my life. And I deserve to live.
I have a hunch that he's gonna talk to you right when I get out of this room. And I think maybe he'll have something to help us, or help somebody, and help that child. I mean, I think that's what needs to be worked through you to help that.
Right, and we can talk about possibly witnessing for these evidence in hearing, or just for evidence, or just
To help them, just find out who did this. So, all right, well, we'll go work on that, and I'll leave you to make sure it's quiet in here so that I was just fix you.
Could I get another one?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll remember everything.
For the record, I'm stopping this video at 18:31 and 33 seconds. Now, Detective, we kind of previously talked about how you spoke with Cobb County, and just for record purposes. Oh, sorry. Small, very small, so I was going to come up here and point. Now, down here on the video, what is the current time? All right, what is the current time of when y'all left the interview room?
That was 6:31 p.m.
Okay, and so then, at some point after 6:31, does Cobb County detectives, come and interview Mr. Lanz here in the same room?
Yes,
And was that recorded as well?
it was.
And through the same system in segments like we've seen
Yes,
with your testimony?
that's correct.
Now, I want to ask just a couple of questions about the burglary case itself. Were you the lead detective in that?
I was.
Now, were you tasked with trying to locate the defendant's vehicle that you heard about in the interview?
Yes.
Now, was his, or let me back up one question. Were you able to identify the type of vehicle that he drove?
Yes.
How were you able to do that?
So through public record searches and through law enforcement databases, I and our intel analysts were able to determine that it was a 2018 Lexus sedan.
And that sedan, was that able to be located?
It was. Once we identified the vehicle, we were able to use those same databases to identify a license plate number. And we used searchable license plate reader systems to get an idea that the vehicle was somewhere in the location of Northside Drive and New Northside Drive.
Now, was that car specifically found?
It was.
And where was it specifically found?
And outside of 5665 New Northside Drive.
Now, in relation to the 90 Cameron Glen house, where was that car located?
If you were to follow the roads walking, it would be about 1.5 miles.
Now, is it a shorter distance if you would walk through the woods?
Yes.
Now, once that vehicle was located, what did you do next?
So the officers that located the vehicle, impounded it, had it towed to our headquarters, and then I obtained a search warrant through Fulton County Magistrate Court to search that vehicle for any evidence that might link Mr. Lanz or the vehicle to our crime here in Fulton County.
And so was the vehicle taken from its location on New Northside Drive to a location?
Yes.
And where is that location?
So at Sandy Springs Police, we had a secured impound cage for processing vehicles behind our detective's office. It was dropped in that cage.
Now, is that the same location where you had interviewed Mr. Lanz?
Yes, same building.
All right. Now, were photographs taken of that vehicle?
There were.
Now, as it pertains to this case here, after that point, did you have any other additional involvement?
No, I didn't. I passed off the search warrant to the investigators that executed that, and I passed off the rest of the case to Cobb County. My only involvement was taking out the Fulton County arrest warrants.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Attorney Barrier, is there any cross? Session? No?
Keep going.
Okay, you may proceed.
Did you, actually search the vehicle after it was located?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay, was that Cobb County that did the search?
I know that Detective Tomlin with Sandy Springs took lead on that. Tomlin, Tomlin. And I believe Cobb County worked hand in hand with him on that, but I wasn't part of it, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Were you, given any information about anything that was found, any trace evidence found in the automobile?
I don't believe so, I don't recall.
No glass shards in the vehicle on the floorboard or anything of that nature that you know of?
Not that I can think of right now, no, sir.
And I think you already indicated you don't know what time exactly the Cobb County Police arrived, correct?
That's right.
I think that's all I have, thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Any more, is there any follow-up or redirect?
No, Judge.
Right, is witness be excused?
Yes, Judge.
Any objection? Right, so then you're excused. Thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Great, I think it might be a good time for break. It's about an hour before to give everybody an opportunity for a break. Let's come back at about 10:45. Sorry, thanks. Stand recess. Wait, hold on a second before I move this. Let's see. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, we are back on the record for the state of Georgia versus Matthew Scott Lanz, 229-00922. All parties are present. State, are you ready to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor, the state calls Detective
That was
Peter
unprofessional. I'm done adulting. I want to watch the trial.
You'll raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Please be seated, and once you are seated, if you would please
I
state.
think they
and
do
spell
a lot
your
of
name and
tests.
legal name for the record.
Detective
There's
Peter
lots and lots of
Dwyer,
questions.
DWYER.
Right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Dwyer, how are you employed?
Oh!
Currently work for the same.
Oh!
How
I
many
was
years
thinking it was the other one.
I started in 2016, so just under 10.
And what is your role with Sandy Springs Police?
I currently am assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division.
As a detective?
Correct.
How many years total have you been in law enforcement?
It's going to be just under 13 years. I started with full tenure.
Come on.
Wonderful. And you're post certified?
Excellent.
I want to draw your attention to November 19th of 2021. Were you with Sandy Springs Police Department at that time?
I was.
And did you have an occasion to get called out to 90 Cameron Glen Drive in Atlanta?
It's the Sandy Springs address, but yes, I was made aware of this, that occurred there.
Okay, and at that time, when you were made aware of that incident, Were you in some sort of training?
I was in a training class at Roswell.
Okay. Did they ask you to respond to the scene?
That's correct. My supervisor requested me and another detective leave training and respond to the scene due to the nature of the incident.
Once you responded to the scene, where was your attention drawn, or what did you start to do?
I was first responded to headquarters where we received the assignment to go see if we could locate the suspect's vehicle. We were made aware one of our officers had been injured in an incident and that the suspect's vehicle would be parked nearby.
Were you given information as to the make and model of that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, and do you recall what type of vehicle it
I
was?
don't recall off the top of my head.
That's okay. Where did you start your search for the vehicle?
I believe I started somewhere in the neighborhood where the incident occurred and I kind of worked my way out.
And why is it that, I guess explain for the court what type of investigation you held in trying to determine where this car was located?
Sure. At that time, I was assigned to the street crimes unit where we track pattern criminal activity. And we had a rash of burglaries at that time we were also working. And so I believe more than likely those burglars were used for parking in streets nearby and crossing through woods to get to homes.
So did you think that the incident you were responding to was potentially related to this other string of burglaries that you were working?
Initially, yes.
Obviously, in the end, did it have any relationship whatsoever?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Nonetheless, because you were working this other string of burglaries, where did you conduct your search?
So I ended up conducting my search along New Northside Drive, just off Interstate 285. The woods in that neighborhood backed up to that area, and they were pretty decent sized woods, but I believe it was possible that the suspect could have gone to the woods to get to those homes.
Slow down just a little bit.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Is that kind of what you had seen with this other string of burglaries, is walking through woods to a different location to where they would park their vehicles?
Correct.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as state 675 and previously shown to defense counsel. Have you seen this map previously?
I have.
And did you recognize the map?
I do.
How is it that you recognize the map?
This is the western edge of the city of Sandy Springs.
And does it include both the location in which you found the vehicle as well as the incident location?
It includes both.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of that area and those two addresses?
It is.
At this time, state moves to tender State's Exhibit 675 into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, State 675 is admitted.
And may published.
Yes.
And that little screen in front of you should be showing the same image here. So what is this highway that we see kind of in the center of the picture?
It's labeled a perimeter, but that's Interstate 285.
Okay. And then you mentioned New Northside Drive. What was the exact address of where you ended up locating the suspect vehicle?
It would have been right next to 5665 New Northside Drive. There's a small cul-de-sac that I don't know if you can see. It would have been right next to 5665 New Northside Drive. There is a small cul-de-sac in that area that where the woods, where it starts where the woods begin, and the vehicle is located along that area.
And how close is this 5665 New Northside Drive to the 285?
It's right off the interstate, right? I mean, less than a quarter mile.
Now, if you were to be on foot, are you able to walk more directly from 5665 New Northside Drive to 90 Cameron Glen Drive?
Yes, if you cross through the woods.
Now, we also see that there's this little body of water here. Is that something that you can just kind of hop over?
I believe it's a creek. I don't remember the size of the creek though.
Now, when you found this vehicle, and let me back up. Did the vehicle that you found, did it match the vehicle that you were looking for?
Yes.
Was it the same make, model, and license plate number?
Yes.
All right. Were you able to determine whether you, whether the vehicle was able to be operated?
No, looked like it appeared to have been abandoned or left there at that point.
And so what did you do?
I requested our tow truck company, which is ATOW, and I just kept watching the vehicle until the tow truck company responded.
Did you enter the vehicle in any way before it was towed?
No.
Once the tow truck arrived on scene, were they able to attach the vehicle to the tow truck?
I believe so, yes.
And where was the car towed?
It was to the police headquarters.
Did you follow the tow truck?
I did.
And once the vehicle was then at police headquarters, was it kind of turned over to a different detective for getting a search warrant and searching the vehicle?
That is correct.
From there, after you followed the tow truck to police headquarters, where did you go?
I responded back to police headquarters, obviously with the vehicle, and I was requested in Norfolk to sit with the accused.
And when you say North Fulton, is that a hospital facility?
Norfolk is a hospital up in the city of Roswell.
So at that point in time, was Mr. Lanz already at the North Fulton Hospital?
That is correct.
Now, when you're at a hospital, are you even able to get any information as to what drugs someone may be prescribed or given during that day?
No, they don't typically give that information out.
Nonetheless, did you stay at the hospital until he was released?
I did.
Was he released that same day?
He was.
From there, were you part of the transport team that was responsible for Mr. Lanz?
I was.
From the hospital, where did you transport him?
He was transported to Sandy Springs Police Headquarters
Was that for purposes of the interview?
for an interview, and then so we could pick up paperwork to transport to jail.
And then once you were at headquarters, did you stand by at headquarters?
I did.
Were you intimately aware of or watching all of his interviews?
Not that I recall.
Nonetheless, were you asked to just stay there until all of the police interviews were done so that your team could have him transported to the jail?
Yes, we stood by until we were requested to finish the transport to Fulton County Jail.
And who else were you with that day?
Detective Donaldson,
And is that Donelson?
Donelson, that's correct.
So after he was through at headquarters, were you and Donaldson responsible for getting him safely from headquarters to the jail?
That is correct.
And that jail was at Fulton County?
That is Fulton County Jail, correct?
Did you put him into the patrol car?
Yes,
Whose patrol car was he inside of?
he was transported in Detective Donaldson's patrol vehicle.
He was transported.
In Detective Donaldson's patrol vehicle?
And was that patrol car equipped with audio and video?
It was.
Alright, is that the patrol car video that you've seen previously?
It is.
And prior to testifying, did you review the entirety of that patrol car video?
I did.
Alright, and are you actually at least heard getting him into that vehicle?
Correct.
Alright, and are you also then at the Fulton jail and assisting getting him out of the vehicle?
Correct.
And the timestamps of that transport, was that all accurate to encompass the entirety of the transport from when you put him into the vehicle until he was taken out of Donaldson's vehicle?
Yes.
Right, and is that all fair and accurate recording of his time inside Donaldson's vehicle?
Yes.
At this time, tender states 469 into evidence, which is the in-car video from Detective Donaldson's vehicle depicting Mr. Lanz.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
States 469 is admitted.
And may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Alright, and we will jump forward to 5 minutes and 48 seconds. We're ready to do it. And before we get started, any responding voice that we hear, is that Detective Donaldson's voice?
That is correct.
So for the record, we are starting this 5 minutes and 48 seconds into this vehicle. The timestamp on the video is November 20th, 2021, I apologize, at 1:29 a.m.
Family doesn't even know I've been threatened and almost beat to death or whatever on the curb of intimidation. They don't know that I'm okay, I don't think. But I don't know, I'll let them know on the phone, I guess.
I can't hear you, you gotta speak up.
Never mind. See how close that neck shot was to brainsteming me? Bro, that shit probably should have just happened, on God.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, bro, like, even though I know in my heart it was that justified observation, I still feel pain for knowing that there was a child or whatever in that lady's belly. Huh? I still feel terrible about knowing that there was a baby in that woman's body. Bro, is that true? Was she pregnant with twins? I'm just saying, dude, like, was the lady pregnant? I don't know. Probably not.
In my opinion.
For the record, we're stopping that at 8 minutes and 50 seconds into the recording, the timestamp on the video being 1:32 and 44 seconds. Now, Detective Dwyer, do you recall whether you or Donaldson had any knowledge or intimate details of the County murders at that point in time?
At that point in time, I do not believe we did. I mean, we may have been aware Cobb County was out of the police department, but I don't think we had any information on why or what it was related to at that point.
All right, now.
Oh, so he has no idea what he's talking about.
I want to go back momentarily.
Oh, wow.
During any point in time from the time that you spent with Mr. Lanz at the hospital, the time you spent with him transporting him to headquarters, getting him into Donaldson's vehicle at headquarters, getting him out of the vehicle at the Fulton County Jail, during any of that time period, did you have concerns that he was under the influence, drunk or high, any indicators such as that?
I didn't have any concerns he was under the influence at that point. I mean, I assumed at the hospital he gave him some type of pain medication, but he didn't seem under the influence to me.
Did you notice any sort of inability to walk or stand or falling asleep unexpectedly or anything along those lines?
No, I mean, he had followed instructions. He stood up. I mean, he walked into the jail on his own power. I mean, he didn't stumble. I saw no issue there.
Very good. And do you see Mr. Matthew Lanz in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you please point him out to the court?
He's sitting at the defendant's table wearing a neon, I think, green jumpsuit with longer hair.
Let the record reflect that he's identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
I don't have anything further. Thank you.
Great. Attorney Barry, you may proceed with cross.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Detective.
How are you, sir?
And approximately how far was it from where you found the automobile to the incident location? The home invasion?
Are you talking driving or as the crow flies?
Probably one who was walking. How far would that be?
I couldn't guess how far it was. I'm not very good at math, I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, under a couple miles though, under.
And you indicated that there was some damage to the vehicle.
I don't recall if I indicated that or not. In my report, did I?
You know, what was wrong with the vehicle that was abandoned?
It just appeared abandoned on the side of the road.
No damage to it? Didn't know whether it ran out of gas, it was just abandoned?
Not that I recall, I don't recall.
Now, the video that we just saw started at 5:48. Was there any conversation before 5:48?
I was not present in that vehicle, I was following directly behind.
Okay. But you listened to the video, you didn't?
I did.
Was there any conversation that you heard or you gleaned from
I don't
that
recall any
video?
conversation prior to that.
Okay. What about after 8:42? Did you glean any conversations after 8:42?
I believe he questioned, once we entered the jail complex, he questioned whether it was jail or prison. And I think that was the extent of the conversations.
Okay. Did you ask him any questions during any of the time he was there?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And did Officer Donaldson, did he ask him any questions either?
I didn't hear him, Detective Donaldson ask any questions.
All right, thank you.
Is there any follow-up or redirect?
No, Your Honor,
All
thank
right,
you.
may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Any objection?
Moving on.
Okay, Detective Dwyer, you're excused. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Stay safe. State, you may call your next witness.
State calls Detective LeVan Mason.
If you'll raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Have a seat for me. And once seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
First name is Levan, L-E-V as in Victor, A-N. Last name is Mason, M-A-S-O-N.
Thank you. You may proceed. 88 Green.
Detective, how are you employed?
I'm currently with the Cobb County Police Department with the Technology-Based Crimes Unit.
How many years have you been with the technology-based crime?
More tech,
Since,
Wiggles.
2014.
And how many years total have you been law enforcement?
22 and change, I guess.
22 years?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you're post-certified?
Yes.
What are the primary job responsibilities as a detective with the technology-based crimes unit?
Just handling most of what the devices that come to us and just getting digital evidence from, be it phones, computers, video surveillance, just where digital evidence is needed for cases.
Wonderful. What is, since we'll be
I'll wake
talking
you
about
up when
phone
it's over.
extractions, that's where I want to focus. What is a phone extraction?
It's, well, if we have a cell phone that's brought to us, we use proprietary software and hardware to interface with the phone and make copies basically of the information that's on the phone as it's brought to us.
And is some of that proprietary software Celebrite?
It is.
All right, and is Celebrite approved by industry standards?
Yes.
And what specifically does Celebrite do?
It goes, well, it interfaces with the phone and basically makes a copy of the file system on the phone and packages it in such a way that we can move it from point A to point B, and then we drag it into Celebrite software that decodes, parses everything out, and basically puts it in a format where you can see the categories of everything that's on the phone.
Very good. Have you received any specialized training specifically or certification with Celebrate to be able to use Celebrate for purposes of phone extractions?
Yes, have been certified with Celebrite since, I want to say 2015, just after joining you.
Wonderful. And how many extractions on average do you?
Oh no, it's
perform each
wonderful
month?
instead of very good.
Month, probably in the teens.
Hey, Marty.
And then over the
I
course
thought
of your
you've
career,
always
just a
been
rough
here.
estimate of how many phone extractions you've performed?
I would say hundreds, possibly into the thousands, but hundreds definitely.
You kind of alluded to this a little bit, but how many steps are there? If we really just boil it down to layman's terms, how many steps are there in the phone extraction process?
You plug the phone into basically a data port. The software interacts with the phone, runs background algorithms that are proprietary to Celebrite to actually communicate with the phone and copy that data from it. And then after that, the data that's extracted goes into a proprietary file that only Celebrite's software can read. That file goes into their software and then it parses everything out. So maybe 2 or 3 steps total.
And when that data is parsed out and put into a readable format through
I'm glad you're
Celebrate,
still
are
here,
you
Marty.
able to manipulate any of the data within?
No.
Okay, and is it an exact copy of the data that exists on the phone?
Correct.
All right, now, are there times that you're not able to get certain categories of data or what's called a full extraction?
Depending on what type of extraction you get, what type of phone it is, what type of, I guess, background programming that the Celebrite software actually interacts with the phone and what's able to glean from that phone. That is correct, yes.
Certainly, when you have a brand new iPhone, is it harder to get full extractions from it?
Yes.
Now, is there anyone with your same background and certification through Celebrite able to repeat the steps that you conduct and achieve the same results or the same extraction?
Yes.
Now, once you've put this into readable format through Celebrite, what do you typically do with the phone extraction?
The phone extraction is usually, well, there's a report generated from it, which is the reader report that you mentioned that usually goes to the investigator or whoever's actually looking into the case so that they can look at the contents of the phone and see what's pertinent to their case. But we store the extraction itself and then generate a report that goes to the investigator so they can use that for the investigation.
Okay, very good. Did you perform 2 phone extractions in this case?
I did.
And the phones that you extracted, did you use Celebrite specifically to perform those extractions?
Yes, for both of them, yes.
All right, and were those the devices that belong to Justin and Amber Hicks?
Yes.
All right, first I'm going to show you state 605 here, which has already been tendered and admitted. Was this Amber Hicks's device that you extracted?
Yes.
All right, and then state 606 again, which has already been tendered. Was this Justin Hicks's device that you extracted?
Yes.
And where did you actually get these devices from?
I responded to the initial scene after the incident was being investigated, and crime scene techs were working the scene, and they actually collected those phones from the scene and turned them directly over to me and transported them back to the office for analysis.
Okay. Was that for purpose of expediting this investigation?
Yes.
All right, did you conduct this same process of plugging it into Celebrite, allowing it to extract the data and then put it into readable format that you previously described for the court?
Yes.
Prior to testifying, did you go back and look at your phone extractions for both of these devices?
Yes.
All right, and are those phone extractions the phone extractions that you performed on State's Exhibit 605 and 606?
Yes.
All right, and has anything been manipulated or changed?
Couldn't be.
Okay.
No.
And I was going to get to that. Can you even manipulate it and change it?
No.
All right, very good. So at this time, State moves to tender State's Exhibit 472 into evidence, which is on the master drive. That is Amber Hicks's phone extraction, as well as State's Exhibit 473, which is on the master drive and is Justin Hicks's phone extraction.
Any objection is to 472?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection is to Exhibit 473?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Exhibit 472 and 473 are admitted.
Now, in this particular case, did you personally go through the contents of those devices and they analyze the data found within?
No.
Was
No
that
analysis, other than confirming that the phone was the phone that belonged to the person that we believed it belonged to.
Absolutely. Did you find evidence to confirm that it was in fact Amber Hicks's phone and Justin Hicks's phone?
Correct, yes.
Okay, beyond that, did you provide the phone extractions to Detective Stannard to look at in detail and analyze?
Yes.
Right, did that pretty much conclude your direct involvement in this case?
Yes.
I think that's all the questions that I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Attorney Berry, any questions for Detective Mason?
Just one question. Did you do anything else at the scene there on November the 18th?
There was, I did assist with some of the video canvassing with, working in different, houses in the area as far as seeing if anybody had any video that was active and pertinent to the case.
And did you do any of the work on that after that were obtained from the various homes?
That, the video evidence that we did have was turned over to one of our other detectives that was basically analyzing the video data kind of en masse.
And was that Detective Smith?
Yes.
But your job at that point was collecting them and then giving them,
Identifying who had video and actually getting it to a place where you could actually look at it.
all right. Did you do anything else in relation to text?
There was a couple of other devices that were in the house that, well, it was kind of a search of the house to see if there was anything else pertinent to video that was in the house, but there was nothing else that was found that actually was capturing the video other than just gathering the phones.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Thank you. Is there any follow-up or redirect?
No, thank you.
May this witness be excused?
Yes.
Any objection? Thank you. Mason excused. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe.
What?
All right, State, you may call your next witness.
State calls Sergeant Jason Harder.
Silver wiggles, you can wake up now.
You raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat for me, and once seated, if you'd please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
Jason Harder, JASONHARDER.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. Sergeant, how are you employed?
Cobb County Police Department.
And how many years have you been with Cobb County Police Department?
Since
Harder?
2007.
And what is your current
Last name is
assignment?
Harder?
I'm a sergeant with the Technology-Based Crimes Unit.
How many years have you been a sergeant over technology-based crimes?
August 2022.
And did you have previous experience with technology-based crimes?
Yes.
And how many years prior were you a detective with technology-based crimes unit?
July of 2017 till I believe it was March of 2022.
Very good. So a number of years, was that 8 years or so, working specifically with
That's very
technology-based crimes?
good.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as a sergeant with technology-based crimes, do you still have the skill set and are you still responsible for
The other one was
phone
over.
extraction?
I didn't know she was gonna bring up another one.
Acquisition and analysis when needed.
Yes, sir.
Very good. I want to jump right in. We've heard a little bit about Celebrate, but I want to talk to you about Gray Key. What is Gray Key?
Gray Key is an advanced tool that came on the market about 2019 roughly, and it has the capability of performing advanced actions with various devices.
Is it similar in nature to Celebrate in terms of being able to extract data off of a phone?
Yes.
And are there times that you actually use both Gray Key and Celebrate?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain what the purpose would be in using both softwares?
With Gray Key is very specific on what it can acquire at that time, which was a file system. If you wanted to do anything with a SIM card, perform an advanced logical or anything like that, you had to move over to Celebrate to perform those extractions.
I'll jump right into this particular case where you asked to perform a cell phone extraction in this case.
Yes.
Okay, and how many cell phones were you asked to extract?
1.
Okay, and do you remember what type of device it was?
Apple iPhone.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 665. Do you recognize State 665?
Yes.
And how is it that you recognize State 665?
That is the item number as well as the physical device. Had a cracked screen and same as the photos I took.
I'm sorry,
Same as the photos that I had taken from our report.
And so is 665 the actual physical device that you extracted in this case?
Yes.
All right, state moves to tender State's Exhibit 665 into evidence.
Any objection? State 665 is admitted.
And while, just to be clear, did you originally collect this evidence from where it was located?
No.
Okay, was it provided to you for purposes of the phone extraction?
Yes.
And what was your understanding as to the owner of this particular device?
I believe it was the suspect in the case.
Is that Matthew Lanz?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, for this particular device, did you have to use both Gray Key and Celebrite?
We used Gray Key for the file system as well as Celebrite, I believe, for the SIM extractions.
And in using both of the software programs, were you able to obtain a relatively complete phone extraction from the device?
Yes, on what we could acquire.
And when you say
On what we could acquire. Sorry.
And when you say on what we could acquire, can you explain that a little bit further for the court?
When we talk about data collection, it's what's available at the time we're able to collect it. There used to be different extraction types where you can get the entire end-to-end data from a device, but that changed around iPhone 4, where it went to you can only get certain data sets from phones due to the developer securities and things that limited the tools that we had. So at that time, we were only able to do a file system.
Now, did you successfully extract the file system?
Yes.
In the file system that you did successfully extract, is all of that content true and accurate copies of what would be on the physical device itself?
Yes.
Prior to testifying, did you have an opportunity to look at the copy of your phone extraction that you performed?
Yes.
And were you able to confirm that that is a true and accurate copy of the extraction that you personally handled?
Yes, it was.
At this time, state moves to tender State's Exhibit 471 into evidence, which is defendant Matthew Lanz's phone extraction, which is contained on the state's master drive.
Is there any objection to State's 471?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
Thank you. Exhibit 471 is admitted.
Now, do you always personally go through phone extractions, or is it kind of a case-by-case basis?
Case by case.
In this particular case, what did you do after you extracted the data from Matthew Lanz's device?
Brought it in a physical analyzer, generated a read report, and provided that to the requesting detective.
Okay. Was that detective standard in this case?
Yes, it was.
Very good. I don't have anything further. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Attorney Berry, any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor, no way.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Detective Barty, may step down, sir. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe.
So we're going to get
Yes, of course.
Okay, 1 o'clock, guys. Be back at 1 o'clock. I will see you then. Have a great lunch. And I guess that's it. I'll see you at 1. Bye. What, Marty? What? It's lunchtime and I'm dizzy. I love you too, Wiggles. That was directed at me, right? Bye. Y'all come back at 1. Okay. You're welcome, Michelle. Come back at 1, please.